Hey you guys, I hope you're all doing well. I'm doing a Soul Rebirth Journey for Tambra today, and this is going to be really interesting. We're actually going to do a session where we explore her soulmate, okay? And obviously there's lots of soulmates in an infinite universe, but in other sessions I've done for Tambra, there's been this really specific soulmate love that has come through. And it's been really neat because that's not something that typically happens. I don't do journeys and then there's a soulmate that comes through to share wisdom and healing and love and all that stuff. I usually do the Soul Rebirth Journey. I do the energy work, share the wisdom, and that's it. There's not often visitors. So there has been with Tambra. There's this very specific soulmate that's been this visitor, and she's really curious to learn more about who this is, and wants to keep it positive and fun, which I'm all for, like putting the intention out. Let's make it really bright, really fun, really positive, and then we'll just see what happens. Okay, can't force it if it's meant to be deep and full of wisdom and whatever, but we're gonna get to know your soul connection. Okay, so I'm gonna relax here. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And I'm just gonna allow my energy here to just rebalance and get connected. And I'm putting my intention out into the universe, and I welcome this soulmate to share perspective on your connection and whatever positive, loving messages you have to share for Tambra. Obviously, if you feel inclined to share something deep, and that's okay too. And maybe we could open the gateway a little bit. Maybe there's other soulmates that would like to join in and share their presence, share their message with you. I think it's awesome to get that bundle of love, that bunches of love. It's like you get a bouquet of flowers and there's only one flower in there. It's awesome when there's lots of flowers, It's like, oh, the soulmates are all bunched together in this beautiful bouquet, So I don't know, that's just what's coming to me here about my excitement and welcoming, the gateway open and welcoming the loves of the universe. But this one in particular here too, I welcome this one to share wisdom, healing, perspective on your connection. So the energy is shifting, and I'm going into the journey state. I feel defeated, actually. I feel sad, and I feel like I'm struggling, and there's bushes. There's bushes with tiny little leaves and thousands, millions, trillions of little tiny leaves, but they're those types of bushes that people have like as hedges, and you could make them as like a like a natural fence, and nobody can get through them unless you burn them down, or you have like a chainsaw or something. It's not like a jungle we're looking at here. We have to have a really big like sword, and you cut all the jungle vines down. This is like hedges. This is like a bush that goes on and on forever with these little tiny leaves, and it's just bush in your face, and you're just trying to claw your way through, and you have nothing to help you, nothing to claw your way through these bushes. And it's not like just one hedge of bushes. It's like it could be a forest that you're walking through, and it just, there's going to be a lot of scratches involved. It's going to be hard to see what is in front of you, but more bushes. And then if you try to look back and look in every direction, you're like crunched inside of this infinite hedge. It goes on forever. And you have nothing to cut it down or anything. So there's sort of a feeling of it's not necessarily defeat, because you're still moving forward, but there's elements that are involved here that that exhaust the journey, and challenge it. Okay, energy is shifting. Okay, what is this? So there's a dark green color and there's a little droplet of water. And I'm hearing that droplet of water drop, drop. And it's even slower than that as it drops into what is like a green pool. Really intense, dark green pool. And I feel like I'm underground, like it could be the ultimate slime, you know, the ultimate toxic underground sewage. I'm sort of looking at it as so green, it's so intense, dark green. And there's just one single drop of water that I hear descend, drop. You know, there's just one drop of water that falls into this dark green pool. And you're standing here. And it feels like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like if you have to live underground. It feels like I have to survive living underground, and the walls or the tunnel of this sewage space is getting more and more narrow. You can't stand up straight. You kind of have to crouch down. And there's some sort of paddle that you have, but it looks like a giant massive wooden spoon. And you actually put it into this green soup, which looks like sewage. You're sort of stirring it up, and then you're putting it, and it's massive. It's like a giant sized spoon, wooden spoon, and you're putting it in, and you're going to taste it like you just created a very magical brew of some sort of soup or some witch's potion. I don't know, down in the sewer systems. It's a big open water space, although it is getting more and more narrow. Yeah, you're coming to peace with this place. I mean, you're sitting down, you feel relaxed, no big deal. You set the big spoon down. You're actually starting to lie down. You put your hands behind your head and just sort of look up at the ceiling. It feels cleaner and cleaner in here, and there's no rats, there's no grime I mean, everything is starting to get really clean and really bright. All the bricks are even like a light tannish color and a soft orange colors, and they're actually got a glossy effect to them, and there's something really clean about it down here. And even this dark green sewage pool, it's still very dark green, but because everything is getting so cleaned up around it and you are so refreshed and peaceful, you're like a breath of fresh air. I don't even know. I don't know what to make of the dark green soup anymore. So I'm just continuing to watch things get cleaner and cleaner, which is inspiring this dark green soup to get a darker green. And you don't mind it. You don't mind it. In fact, you feel like all of the grime is now in the soup, and you just pull the plug and let it all drain out, and everything's fresh and new. And I was like, but you tasted that soup. You actually drank some of it. You did. You smile at me and say it's okay to taste some of the grossest things in life. Kind of like it's okay to participate in some really messed up experiences because we learn from it, we grow from it, and then we clean up and we feel that much brighter. And we understand ourselves that much more. And I feel bright, and I feel clean, and I feel sparkling. And I'm not embarrassed. I'm not ashamed. Yeah, so I tasted it. That's okay. And I feel brighter and healthier and more abundant than ever before. I don't know why, but I'm still like standing here like, but you tasted it. You tasted that. I'm afraid you're gonna like start glowing green and turn into like a Splinter the Rat or a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle or something. And you're like, it's no big deal. Okay, you're helping me to understand the flavor. It's like mushy broccoli is kind of the flavor. And I don't enjoy it, to be honest. It's like mushy broccoli. And I like broccoli, but there's something about this that is very not no thanks. I'm not hungry today, thank you. It's not a desirable flavor at all. It's really gross. You're making me taste more of it. And it's not only like a mushy broccoli. You could imagine there's like a lemony flavor to it, but it doesn't necessarily taste like rotten. But it's so many textures that don't work together, and sort of like broccoli and lemon might work, but there's something about the soup element that's more like putting mushy broccoli into like lemonade or something. And then dye it really dark green and it's freaking you out a little bit. It'd be the perfect Halloween soup. I mean, but I don't think anybody would ever really want to try it. That's all, I guess, the point of Halloween, to like spook yourself out. Eat the soup, eat the soup. Oh my God, I ate that nasty soup. Oh my God. So we're still kind of like experiencing the soup, and let's see what else happens here. You're totally chill. You think it's hilarious. You think it's so funny that I ate that nasty sewage soup. It's like, I did not ask you for a bite of that soup. You just gifted me with that experience. You gifted me with that experience twice. So thank you. And you're just laughing hysterically at me. And I was like, and it's actually kind of funny. I mean, it's kind of like teasing me. It's not like an evil laughter. It's kind of funny, actually. I know, so I'm laughing hysterically right now. We're both laughing hysterically right now. Like, I don't even know what to think about this, Tambra. I just don't even know what to think about this. And you just smile at me, and you calm down substantially, and you kind of start to cry a little bit. And you're kind of like, I know, it's not actually funny, and it's not really... I mean, something is so serious integrating into your heart, and the reality of this soup is not actually that funny. And there's some sort of, gosh, the sadness is really getting overwhelming here. There's some man that's walking on the other side, and he's sort of walking around to get to you. And he's wearing a dark robe, but like a black, like you could wear this when you graduate high school or something. He's wearing this like black robe, and he has a clean cut, short hairdo, and it's sort of combed over to the side. It's black. He has white skin. There's nothing like standing out to me about his appearance. He looks kind of like an everyday guy, and maybe he's graduating from college or something. He's just walking. He comes in on the other side, and he walks straight down. It gets to the end, walks over, and walks back where you're laying down. And man, his presence kind of creates a gloomier effect to everything, but you still hold it together. You're actually still holding it together with the light within you, like keeping everything clean. And then I do see this odd soup is kind of lowering, going lower, like a few feet lower. You won't stand up and you won't look at this man. Is this a soulmate? They aren't saying anything. Let's just continue to watch and explore the story. This man does not bring out the best in you. This is why you would come down into a sewer hole in the first place, in order to get away from this person. And that is why you would eat nasty, like, smushy broccoli and lemonade, nasty soup. It's more nasty than that. It's very nasty soup. You would do that to survive. That is how much you dislike this person. And you actually feel like the abundance of the sunlight dispersing in all directions in the sewer. You're eating the soup, far, 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 far away from you. That's what it's like. I am happy. I am happy living in the sewer. I can live in the sewer and make the most of it. As long as you're not here, I'm amazing. I can eat that nasty soup all day long because I am eating it in the sewer and you're not here. And that's what makes it awesome. That's what makes everything awesome when you are not here. I'm amazing when you're not here. He's mad. He feels like you need to be picked up. You need to be taken care of like a baby. And he's a little bit forceful, and you actually weigh a lot. Like you ever there's like a way to feel a little bit lighter when somebody picks you up, and then or you could just let your weight just like you could really let your weight go, and make it like you can't lift me, I'm really weighing myself down, like you are really encouraging energy weight, so you're making it very hard for him to lift you up. And you're like the heaviest sack of potatoes of all times, and he actually is just really frustrated. And you're just like, get out of my sewer. I didn't ask you to come down here. I came down here to get away from you. Get out of my sewer. And he's just like trying to pick you up. Trying to pick you up with all of his might. It's like he's taking you home with him. That you've lost your mind, you can't live down here, you're acting strange. I mean, I don't know what his intention is or what he's feeling, but he's really determined to pick you up, and it feels like take you home kind of thing. And you're like, get away from me. And so there's this kind of struggle between you saying get away from me and him saying I need to pick you up. No matter how much you weigh, I will pick you up. And you're just like, no, you won't pick me up. No, you won't. I will pick you up. We are leaving this disgusting, dirty place right now. What are you even thinking being down here? You're like, I can be down here. If I want to be down here, I can be down here. Just let me be down here. If I want to eat the nasty soup, I get that choice. That is my right. That's what I get to choose. So let me live my life kind of thing. And it's still bam, 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 bam. Like no, yes, no, yes, no, yes. I want to live down here. That's what it's like right now. You just simply want freedom and peace of mind and ability to make your own choices, whatever those are. They're my damn choices. He's just like he's sort of like he feels that there's a certain element of what is a choice that makes sense and a choice that doesn't make sense. And you need to make the choices that make sense. And so you just making choices, whatever those are, he can't relate to what truly makes you happy. And so what should make you happy is whatever his idea of what makes him happy kind of thing, or what should make people happy. So he's not really even able to relate to your spirit at all. For what truly makes you happy and how to even bring out the best in you. Because really what he should be doing is, maybe he can come down and say, hey, I just want to make sure you are okay. But I can see that you kind of want your space. And I hope that was all right for me to just say hi. And I'm going to go now and let you have your space some more. I'm sorry for anything that's happened, to create this imbalance between us. And then to leave. But that's not what happening is. He's sort of like coming down like he owns you and coming around and deciding what's best for you. And that's not actually what's best for you. That's not. It's funny because we're talking about soulmates here, and this here is a reflection of a soulmate. That right there, believe it or not, is a soulmate. But that's not what we would call a soulmate, is it? Because soulmates are people that are supposed to make us feel good inside, not feel like we want to live in a sewer, and that's actually a paradise as long as they're not there. I will go anywhere. As long as you're not there, I will be happy literally anywhere. That is still a soulmate connection right here. This right here is a soulmate connection. So what do you think about that? What do you think about that soulmate connection, the story of a soulmate connection? There's actually another soulmate here that's hiding in the green soup, and he's been watching the whole time. He's invisible. This is what I call this right here. The meaning of this one here is like all of creation itself was born in honor and gratitude and reverence of your two souls. Now that too is a soulmate, right? This soulmate is so freaking meaningful. I couldn't help but define it as like a twin flame because it's unbelievably meaningful. It's beyond the blazes ridiculously meaningful, and I don't ever meet soulmate connection on this level. I mean, I extremely rare. I think I've only come across it maybe once or twice. And it's so rare. And the warmth, the heat that comes from your soul, when your soul experiences this soul, it's like when your human self sees this. No, it doesn't work that way because you're not necessarily able to see who this is. You're only able to feel who this is. And when you feel who this is, it's like you erupt in like the sunlight. You become the flame of the light of all. Like you become erupted in light so warm, and you start to become magical in a way. I see that you have felt that his presence was here, and you can't even hear whoever this is that's treating you like a sack of potatoes trying to haul you around. You just totally become, he can't even cling, he can't touch you, he can't anything. You're starting to glow with a light. You actually are levitating, and you're standing upright. You're like a superhero. You know how they sort of go into the air and they're sort of levitating there, but you're so natural about it, and your heart just gravitates you into the center pool where this spirit is there, and you actually merge with the spirit and you become even brighter. And it just, the whole place is filling with so much light and nothing else matters. In fact, these stupid human games are so ridiculous and pathetic and laughable, absolutely laughable, in comparison to the depth and meaning of this unbelievable high caliber connection. I mean, it takes my breath away. I will eat soggy broccoli lemonade soup forever as long as I can bask in this energy. It's like nothing else matters. Like nothing else matters. This is what love, this is what life force energy, this is what creation, this is connection. This is what it's all about. This is what it's all about on a level that I don't know if you could ever touch it even here on this earth. It's undefinable because you can't define it. You can only, when you feel it, it's just like you almost can't breathe because of the meaning. You're just grateful. You're crying. It's just, wow, like the amazement of it all. You just bask in it. It's like heaven. It's just like heaven itself happens when your two souls connect. This is also a soulmate. So soulmates, on the span of what sucks and what doesn't suck. And what do we define what doesn't suck on some like super awesome level, because it doesn't even relate. It's like it's off the charts, it's off the charts. It's not even there in the same like realm. It's in not the same realm at all. So he wants to take you. It's like romantic, on a romantic journey. It's like Aladdin and Jasmine, it's like a romantic journey, but it's more romantic than that, And my heart is so warm right now. My heart is so warm right now. I don't even care where I've been. I don't care any of the choices I've made, whether those were good or bad. I don't care any of the next 5 years of difficult life experience, the rest of my life difficult. I don't care. I don't care about anything about this silly world. Because when I'm with you, I feel what the truth or what real feels like means. I feel that. And my heart comes alive, and whatever this world is about, whatever this life has been about, is sort of still on such a superficial level. You could be deep and it could still be superficial in comparison to what this feels like. Like you could never get it on this level because it's so unbelievably powerful. I mean, it's literally like two souls were born and the rest of the universe was born in reverence of these two souls. That's what it's like. Your souls go back a very long time, and a very, 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 very long time. You know, there's souls being born today. I know it's really weird as human beings. You know, we got to work with what our brains understand, okay? So I get it. There's no beginning, no end. Everything has already been born, you know. So really, is there souls being born right now? Yes. They already were born, they're still being born, they always will be born. But I'm telling you, there's something of the essence, and this is how I'm going to define it. I don't care what anybody says. This is how it feels, and this is how I'm going to define it. So your human brain, my human brain, all of our human brains can relate to this story, okay? It's like the story of two souls that found each other. And when they found each other, it's like creation itself started. And creation itself started based on these two vibrations. When they intertwined, when they connected, they created their own facet of creation, their own facet of universal experiences, a universe of planets, stars, creative life force energy. And it was all born from their two bodies, from their two souls, from their two vibrations. And all of the creations for trillions and trillions and trillions of years are still being birthed in reverence and love and gratitude of these two souls. And that's how close, that's how much love, that's how old this is. That's how off the charts this is. That's how silly this whole other soulmate connection is. I mean, it's just like, it's such a joke in comparison to how deep and how old and how vast this connection is. Breath is taken away and I am hypnotized by the eyes. This is how you feel when your souls are connected. You feel like you could even pass out or black out because the energy is so powerful that your soul just escapes and it goes dancing and singing and expressing itself with joy on some unbelievable interdimensional level beyond this world. And you both do it together, and you actually become what are like black flames of light that smile, and you rip through, rip around, but it's fun. It's not hurting anything. It's just life. It's just power energy. It's just excitement, and it just rips all over the place. It goes and you just do that when you are interconnected with each other, and you just blow up over and over and over and over again, and you laugh and you dance and you just you parade your love around within your hearts, and you're just like full of like happiness, and it lasts for eons and eons and eons. It's like forever happening inside your hearts. And when your two souls connect, it erupts louder and louder and louder and louder and louder, and it's still happening. It's still happening. So beautiful. It's really hard when your two souls connect for the first time again, right? It's like really hard to sleep. It's really hard to want to relax. It's really hard to because you're just so ignited, and you become like combustible energy that is just blowing up. It's just like and it's just like ripping around all over the place, and it's just like screaming with like celebration and happiness, and it's just like, yeah, like the highest pitch, yeah, like you could imagine. And this is like Yeah, it's like so amazing. It's just blowing up all over the place. It's still happening because it's like fireworks, It's just so excited, so happy. And it doesn't stop. It's still happening. Like it's still full force. It's still full force. It feels like it's going to be full force for like a million years before we can catch up on how happy I am to be with your soul again. Because I love your soul so much. That's like you talking to this soul. It's like, I love you so much. I need a million years of us for me to be able to calm down enough to do anything else. That's like how awesome your connection is. And it's old stuff. It's not new. It's not a new romance. You both are like flames. You both are like fires. And when you kiss, you erupt into even more flaming energy. You're like the reason we all have hearts. You're like the reason humanity wants to fall in love, so that we could have even a piece of what your two souls connected is like. It's like your two souls are the reason that humanity has a heart and has a dream to fall in love, so that we could have something even remotely close to what your two souls share with each other. I'm telling you, it's so surreal. It's like on a whole nother level. Again, the timeline of like the range here of soulmate treating you like a sack of potatoes, what a jerk, and a soulmate, the reason for love itself. The reason for creation itself, the reason for so like seriously, this is quite a wide range of ew and oh my god, forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ew. Soulmates, we love each other. We all love each other in the spirit realm, but not always when we incarnate together. That this special connection here is like the Holy Grail. Okay, let me see what he wants to say, because I was like, why are you always a black shadow that's like the most handsome man in the universe? Like, you're always this, I'm telling the soulmates, like, why are you like a black shadow? You're like the most handsome man in the universe, but you want to just be a black shadow. And I'm telling you, this one's heart is really vast, and it's like your heart too, very vast. Even the most vast souls can live very, normal lives here on earth, like very difficult, very trying, very, even old souls have a hard time here. Nobody has an easy time here. Even when you have all the money in the world, it's not always an easy time still. Like, everybody has a hard time here. He likes to be a dark shadow right now, but God, he is like the most handsome energy. I want to cry. It's so beautiful. Like, my heart is still so warm like a furnace. And this is me getting the gift from your soul, Tambra, to know what it's like to feel your soul connections. It's so special. It's really, really special. And he turns everything into darkness. But the thing about you both in the dark, it's like even more romance. It's like the most beautiful things you could find in the dark is simply each other. You don't need to see the beautiful garden flowers and the mountains and the streams. You find each other, and when your souls intertwine, nothing else matters. Like, it's like bursting creation for eternity. It's unbelievable. And I love that about him, that he expresses himself in this deep way, because the human world, they have to look like an angel to be, good. It's like, okay, you know what? How many human beings look really attractive and are the most messed up people on the planet? Like in the spirit realm, I don't really necessarily want them to look beautiful. I want them to look like I want to feel their heart. And it's their heart that matters more than what they look like, Because in the end, like, really, what is the spirit realm? It's all energy, just like here. It's just, we want things that we can work with, that we can understand as human beings. So we want the spirits to look like people too. He just looks like a black shadowy being, and I'm telling you, his heart radiates like handsome love, like ancient. It's really breathtaking. And have a drink. Okay, let's see what happens next. You tell him that you want him to sweep you off your feet or carry you away from this world. You want him to enter even into this world. He is taking you on the romantic journey still. So you're going into his world. And that you can do. You can go into his world. And he can enter into your world, but you have to discover how to experience that connection as a human being kind of thing. He's not saying whether or not he's going to be here. He already is here, but I'm just going to say that right now. And I want to see where the journey takes us. I'm quite confident, Tamber, you have really, really positive things to look forward to. And he is just a part of that journey, you know? Him just being here right now, like for me to experience this is like just meeting you one time. If I never met you again, I still feel blessed for the rest of my life, because you're so surreal and breathtaking. But I get to feel what his soul means to you, Tambra, and it's like this. He's taking you up higher, and there's a white, it's like there's black hole, but there's a white hole, and it's swirling, and is it pulling things into it? No, but it feels like somehow the universe is in a cone shape instead of a sphere. It's like a cone shape, and somehow we are being sucked into this light here at the peak of the cone shape. I mean, what if the universe is shaped in a cone, you know? And then there's just vortex that takes you to another cone shape and another cone shape, and there's like infinite numbers of universes for all eternity, you know? It's a crazy, crazy vast universe. He's taking you further into the light, and he's actually like Peter Pan taking Wendy, and he's holding your hand and flying you up into the light, and you're just sort of like take me with you. And he's just like taking you up into the light. It's not like you're a full-fledged flyer yet or anything. You're kind of like being dragged slightly, but you're just like beaming with excitement and wonder, you know? He's like Peter Pan. You're almost there. It's taking time to get in there, but the closer you get, the bigger that it becomes, and it's almost like you're looking into how big it is. So even though it's now kind of like out around you, it's like you are looking into how big it is, and it's enormous. This white spiral. It's a really condensed white spiral. And it's above our heads, so I'm just sort of looking up at it. Let's see. It's really awkward. You're there's some sort of sadness here, because he can enter into this. You, though, there's some sort of block, and you feel sad and you're not allowed to enter, kind of thing. But you actually put restrictions on yourself for what you're capable of. What you're capable of experiencing, of going, of everything. So some part of your soul says, I'm not capable of going in there. And you created a noticeable energy block that is pushing you away, where he, you know, and you're like, goodbye. He's like, wait, why are you doing that? You can't go in here with me. Why have you just defined what you're capable of? You're capable of infinity. So you need to embrace that truth about yourself. You're capable of infinity, and I want to take you I want you to come with me to see this place. It feels like you don't belong here. I mean, you keep saying that I don't belong there. It's too, too special for me, or I'm not the right density, or I'm not the right form. You're just coming up with all these reasons why you can't go in there. And it's sort of like, it's me, I'm not good enough, you know? It's me, I'm not good enough. And it's like he's lost you because some part of your soul had defined yourself as not good enough. Therefore, you had to learn about how wonderful you truly are. And I see your soul drifting further and further away from him. And he's just waiting for you in this white spiral looking down. And he can't go back. He can't go back to get you. And you drift down and down and down and down and down and down and down for a long ways. And you get really trapped in the idea that you don't have what it takes, that you are missing something, that you haven't, you're not there yet, you're not special enough, you're not infinite enough, you're not all these things enough. And because of that, somehow inspiration, you now have to learn even the hard way about who you are, about who you truly are. This is actually a devastation, and it feels like a separation. Why couldn't you go in there? I mean, why couldn't you have just gone in there? You're still like a balloon that lost its helium, and you're still going down, down, down. And as I say that, I'm like, what? Why did you do that? Why didn't you just go with him? Why did you do that? You're like, you just keep mumbling to yourself, I just can't go, I just can't go. I'm just not able to go in there. It's just, I just can't go. I was like, whoa, what happened? What happened? He's still looking from the spiral of light. He's on the inside looking, peering through the hole and looking at you like a balloon that lost helium, just continue to go down. And then somehow you forgot about him, because in this incarnate state, your soul it's like, I wake up and all I know is mom and dad. Now I know some friends, and I have a brother and sister now, and now I have, and that's all you know. So you don't remember the other side of your soul. You don't remember stuff like traveling the infinite universe and spiritual dimensions. You don't know anything about that. You forget all of that. And you die in a way. And now you're experiencing death, the death of yourself over and over and over and over again in the human world. You're just going to keep dying over and over and over and over and over again. And he's not going to be there because we don't remember him anyway. And now we have this sack of potatoes soulmate. And that's what life is truly all about. Nasty soup in the sewer with this guy lugging us around like we're a sack of potatoes, like he owns us or something. Like, oh man, we wake up in the sewer and it's like you had this dream and you just don't want to remember it because it was too sweet, too precious. And for you to wake up in this messed up, jacked up, effed up world, it's just you don't even want to remember. You'd much rather deal with what you can tolerate dealing with than to remember how beautiful love can feel, how beautiful love can be. You get really mad at this man and you attack him, and you just like, you shout at him the words, "Wake the fuck up!" Like you literally fell asleep while he was tugging you around. You had this romantic Aladdin Jasmine journey, and then you lost yourself along the way, and you traveled here to this world, and now you're waking up in the body, and this jerk is lugging you around, and you just snap. You literally just snap. You're about to throw him in the nasty soup now and drown him, actually. I hate you! I hate you! Don't you understand? I hate you! That's what it's like. But you never do put him in the broccoli soup. And it's weird because you're cutting your eyes out right now and you're throwing them away. You don't want to see anymore. You just don't want to see anymore. And the helium balloon, the balloon that lost the helium within you, is still going down, down, down forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. It never hits a place. It just continues to go down, down, down. And the more there's separation between you, in this way, I feel like you forget more and more and more and more. But the thing is you never have. I mean, your souls are still so intimately connected. But there's something of bringing that awareness back up to the surface of yourself. I'm going to pop the balloon, by the way, before the session is over, so that way whatever that is a reflection of is really is inside your soul somewhere. You could say it was a soul fragment piece or something like that, but that balloon thing is a really big deal. So once I let that balloon thing come to heal in its own way, you're going to feel really rejuvenated, and you're going to feel like a part of yourself, part of the love of all, a part of your ancient side is lifting up into the surface of who you are, and that you can breathe again, and that you have a new state of clarity about love and about life and about the purpose and meaning of life. He still hasn't figured out that he needs to leave you alone, and it's starting to get creepy and dark in here. And the shadow man is starting to appear, and we're starting to see the dark side of himself. And he's creating an illusion of this other soulmate being burned alive, and the guy is so freaked out by it, he starts to scream and run out of here. Run out of the sewer and run up and get as far away from you as possible. And he says that you are cursed, and he runs away from you. He starts to look like a friar or a monk that is trying to help you in some lifetime. This other soul, this sort of like sack of potato soulmate, trying to help you in one life, but there's no helping you. You can't help you because you know what you want inside yourself, and he was wrong. He's been wrong other times, and so now he's running away from you, and you aren't afraid of the dark. And so you're not afraid that it's getting darker and darker and darker in here, and you just cry and you miss some part of yourself that you feel has been lost. Either way, he never actually did anything scary to this man. It's just teaching us something about your connections in other lives. He's actually really... This soul is really ancient, so yeah, he's got a dark side. He also has... I mean, he's a very advanced, amazing, unique, special, one-of-a-kind spirit for me to interact with, like very... I mean, way above this world kind of feel to him. On expansion, diversity, just all that he is. If he was a human being, he'd probably be no different than anybody else, and we probably wouldn't see how truly vast he is on the inside, because that's the way we human beings are, you know? But in the spirit, he is freaking amazing. He is coming to you as an actual man now. And he is taking you out of the sewer because that's no place for a lady. And he's not treating you like a sack of potatoes. He's just treating you like a gentleman that's here to take care of you and help you. But you don't have any prior history, so it's comforting for you. And you say, okay, and in a way you want to be taken care of because you're so tired. And it feels really... so connected in the heart. He's helping you out, and it's much like did I call him Robin Hood? But it's Peter Pan. Yeah, it's much like Peter Pan, like, because he's coming out from underneath the ground, moving the manhole, you know, and he's reaching his hand out for you like he's going to help Wendy, you know, up and out. So again, we're sort of seeing the same image from like a spiritual dimension now in a human dimension, and he looks like a real man this time. I'm not able to tell you at all what he looks like, but I can feel him as more physical. And he's always reaching his hand out to help you. And you're becoming more open to receiving help of this kind, and so you're reaching back and you're welcoming it. And you're starting to let go of I have to do it, I have to figure it out, I have to solve it. You're starting to welcome help. And when you welcome help, now he can be there to help you. I start to experience this helium balloon thing, this, like, it's changing, it's shifting somehow. I don't know how, but I feel like I'm blowing up inside and becoming a balloon. There's a lot of air coming up in my gut region, and it's creating movement, lots of movement. There's a lot of something happening here. You're just having a soul movement. Yeah. I feel like the whole scene is a cozy, soft bed, and a kind man and a tender woman snuggling and holding each other. But it's the woman that needs to be held the most, and the man that is comforting her feels his masculinity, like it feels so balanced, and he loves comforting her, and he loves taking care of her. She's precious to him, and he's kissing her on the forehead while she sleeps, and he is finding himself relaxing, and his eyes are closing, and he says a special prayer about how thankful he is to have you, and how he'll take care of you for the rest of his life if you will let him. And he hopes that you will let him, because he honors your choices. He honors your pathway. He is not forcing you to be with him. And that's what real love is all about. We're still in this peaceful snuggle. It feels really I just don't know what else there is to say. He really is. Every time I see him, he seems to be in the shadow, and he's not, it's almost, I'm starting to believe or feel, or because I've found so many incredible spirits in the shadow, and so there's something about, could you imagine if heaven, there's like a heavenly space that's full of light, right? Because we experience light, the sunlight, as the reason for living, and at night we sleep, so we don't participate in living in the dark, But what if heaven was truly in darkness, and the true light comes from the dark? And so there's something about him emanating true light to me, and I don't feel vulnerable. I don't feel anxiety. I don't feel fear. I don't feel anything. I feel nothing but so much reverence when I experience him in the dark. And I'm freaking thankful, ridiculously thankful for him. And I want to hug him like crazy, because you want to hug him like crazy, because you love him so much. And you find him in the dark too. I see a new scene where you are actually full of white light, and you're walking in the dark, and it turns out there's a couch, and you trip into the couch, and he is standing behind it, and he's sort of smiling like, you can't get me, and you're kind of like human, like trying to figure out how to get through this dark living room, I guess, in order to get to him, and you didn't know there was a couch there. So but he's sort of smiling. It's like he's playing hide and seek for some reason. And when you go looking for him is when you're not going to find him. When you just sit on the couch in the dark and you say, you know what? I'm not afraid of you. In fact, I love you so much. And when you are ready to come to me, I will be ready to receive you. Now that is how you actually speak to your ultimate soulmate. because this spirit is ridiculously wise beyond imagination, and he works with those types of affirmations. You can't hunt this one down, you'll never find him. The only way to truly find him is to manifest inner peace, acceptance of all things, and that is when he'll be there. Because that is when you are truly in balance. And the thing is, I see you sitting on the couch in the dark and he is still smiling. And when you make this proclamation, it turns out you really start to realize that he is in your heart all along. You can't find something that's already inside your heart. You can't find it if it's already in your heart. You have to acknowledge it's already in your heart. And it's there everywhere you go. No matter where you go, it's there. Which is kind of a comforting thing, because when you feel lonely and sad, when you don't want to go for a walk by yourself today, when you don't want to watch that movie by yourself this evening, when it's like you let your heart warm and you welcome this like super awesome soulmate of the most amazing love in the whole universe. You just welcome that meaning to get stronger and stronger inside your heart until you start to shake a little bit because of the meaning, and you cry and you say thank you for being here in my life for me. I'm so thankful for you. I feel so blessed by you. Thank you so much. And then you can get a big blanket out and sit on the couch and turn the movie on, and then you spread the blanket out so there's room for a spirit that you love to sit next to you, and then you can just sit there with each other and you can smile because you're not alone. It's kind of childish, but it actually has meaning, and it opens your heart. It activates some meaning inside yourself. It's really precious. Okay, so apparently you fall asleep on the couch during the movie, and you return to the scene where you weren't able to go with him into the white light spiral space. And this time you're letting go of the fear, and the fear of not being good enough, the fear of not being wise enough, infinite enough, of all these reasons why you can't, right? It's what transforms the helium into air. It's what changed the balloon's ability to continue going upward. Like, the fear is what dropped you down. The fear is what dropped you down. But you let go of it and you said, I'm weightless and I'm free and I can go anywhere I please in the infinite universe. And now you're here with him, but you don't need his hand to help you. But you hold it, not because you need his hand to help you, but because you love him and you want to hold his hand. And he starts to glow with a white light, and so do you as you go up into this very unusual spiral space. I mean, it's a white glowing, like a white cloud, and it spirals up like really wide and then goes into a tiny point. And you're just going up into it. And you're starting to actually spiral together. And you're actually kind of dancing, like you're twirling slightly as you kind of become part of this white spiral that's continuing to go upward. And you hold each other very close. And you just actually sandwich together into a white light. And you just kind of merge with this white spiral. And you feel free. You feel connected. You feel a part of all things. You feel love, both of you. And there's no anger. There's no need to forgive or ask forgiveness. There's no shame. There's no failure. There's no loss. There's only being. being. There's only being. And being all things, everything. And love. Being love. And feeling connected with all the love in the infinite universe, not on an individual scale, but as one massive connected space. All the minds, like a hive mind, like an infinite hive mind, all the minds are one, like all the energies, all the creative forces, all of it is one. Like there's no individual here, but yet all of it is one, and it's so understood. Everything is so understood. It's a different kind of love than even this. Like it goes beyond even this kind of love. This too is being expanded throughout your spiritual atmosphere, so you can experience even a higher love than even this. I personally really like the Aladdin Jasmine experience, but I also can't deny there is something very unique and special about the oneness, the love of oneness of all with all. And perhaps too we are all afraid of losing our identities, losing our individualism. But the truth is we're all a part of the oneness. And now there is no range of soulmates, because there always is just all. So, Tambra, that's it. That's what I had to share with you. Wow. That was so cool. That was so cool. That was so amazing. I'm just going to go ahead and disconnect here from your spiritual atmosphere, let you go back there, and I just disconnect here and I just pull myself inside myself. Thank you so much. This experience is pretty cool, like really special, and there's so many people are going to totally resonate with this. They're going to totally get it, and it's great to expand all of our awareness on what a soulmate is, and on the human level, on a spiritual loves level, and then on a oneness level even. It's pretty incredible. All right. Thank you again, Tambra. For those of you watching, if you're interested in exploring a psychic session with me, please visit me at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. Thank you all for watching, and I wish you all a wonderful day.